Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I want to do something spooky because Halloween is like tomorrow from when you guys are seeing this. For me it's like you don't need to know. It's just not tomorrow. That's all you need to know. But I want to do something scary because I like horror games, but I don't like to play them. I've tried, I have, and I just don't enjoy it nearly as much as I enjoy watching someone else do it. I love watching like Mark and Jack play horror games. It's my fave. It's how I found them, which is funny because like the first time I started watching horror games, I didn't quite like it as much as I do now. I was figuring it out essentially. In fact, the first horror game Let's Play I remember watching, this was back when I was in high school, I think it was 2012. I was watching PewDiePie play Silent Hill. I need to rewatch that, maybe. I don't know. I just remember enjoying it so much. I'm afraid if I rewatch it, it won't be the same. It was then from there that I discovered Markiplier and fnaf. It was whenever he was first playing fnaf. And here I am. So I have several games that are like my favorites. And basically I just put any of them that I could think of and we're just gonna rank them. Now keep in mind, these are games I never played before. So there are some games that I consider horror games that aren't on the list, but I've tried them. For example, we have Pacify. I've played Pacify, so it's not on the list even though it's a horror game. And there's also FNAF 1, that's a horror game, but it's not on the list because I've tried it. And again, I was scared out my wits, so I never. I also kind of consider Subnautica to be a horror game. Like I know that's not like the true intention, but it's terrifying. But I've also played Subnautica, so it's not on the list. You understand where I'm going with this? These are all games I've watched someone play, but never played myself. Okay, we're on the same page? Good. All right, now let's go over to the list. Hello. This is not every game I've ever seen someone play. Mark and Jack both like to do 3 scary games. Mark, significantly more than Jack. And that's a lot of horror games to include. So unless I found them to be particularly like breathtaking, they're not on the list. We're just gonna go left to right. They're probably in alphabetical order, but that's okay. On our list here, we got my top tier is cool and scary. Normally that means it has a really cool storyline, concept, like something about it drew it to me besides the scare factors, but it was also scary as hell. Then we have spooktacular. This is stuff that's just plain spooky. Whether or not it had a good story, it was still spooky. Then we have fun, which is still above spooky-ish. So like they're still fun. They're not quite that scary. The story's not that like, oh my God, but it was fun. Then there's spooky-ish. It wasn't like, it didn't not spook me. Then there's unspooky, where like it just failed in my opinion. And again, these are opinions and these are strictly based on any videos I've seen about them. For some of them, I might have seen one video and I didn't even watch the whole thing. So like, listen, tell me your opinions in the comments, but you don't gotta roast mine, okay? All right? I'm not saying any of these games are bad. I'm just saying what I think about these games that I've never played. So my opinion should mean nothing to you because I've never played the game, all right? Anyways, Amnesia: The Dark Descent, a classic. I think Amnesia is a classic. The modding community for Amnesia, also phenomenal. They've made some really cool stuff with it. However, I don't think it's cool and scary. I'm debating somewhere between spooktacular and like fun. It is terrifying. I find Amnesia to be very scary, but I don't know if I do now. I did when I discovered it originally in high school. It was terrifying. So for now, it's gonna go in spooktacular. All right, but like it could be spooktacular or just plain fun. It's somewhere between those two. At Dead of Night, this game, I love this game. Holy crap, I love this game. It's terrifying. It's got the coolest story. I love the graphics. It like, I feel like the ending kind of gets a little rushed, but like just like the way it's played out, like the looking through the peephole, that I don't know why, I'm just like, ugh, I'm getting goose like just thinking about it. Very good, cool and scary, phenomenal. Baby in Yellow. Now I edited some videos for someone who played Baby in Yellow, and I've also watched Mark play Baby in Yellow. I think I don't know if it's that fun. Honestly, I'm gonna put it in spooky-ish. It could go in just, it's like at the top of spooky-ish, the bottom of just plain fun. It's all right. It's fine. I don't think it's bad. I think it's fine. Next, we got Baldi's Basics. This one immediately, it's just plain fun. I love Baldi's Basics. I love the voices. I love all the things they did with it. I like the community. It's just fun. Just keep in mind, just plain fun is still a B. That's still really good. All right? This is not a negative opinion of Baldi's Basics. I just don't think it's cool and scary, nor do I find it scary. It's just fun. Next, we got Bloodwash. If you haven't watched someone play Bloodwash and you like horror games, especially analog horror games, I loved Bloodwash. That was so fun. I think it's just going to go in spooktacular though, because I don't remember the storyline being particularly pivoting, but like it's higher than Amnesia, you know? It was good. It was really good. It just isn't like top tier above everything. Fears to Fathom. Oh yeah, I was like, it took me a second to remember. Another analog horror. This one, these are based on like true things that have happened to people, and that gets me, dude. That, when it's like something that could happen to you, this guy was talking about how there was an intruder in his house when he was like 17. Terrifying. The atmosphere that this game plays, even though you know, like literally you know it's about an intruder in your house, and the whole time that makes it worse almost, because you're like, is someone there? Is someone there? Am I about to die? Terrifying, but not quite. We're gonna put it at the bottom of cool and scary for now, but it could just go into spooktacular. But like the concept of it, amazing. Also, the reason I didn't put like games that were like Siren Head based, the Backrooms based, Mandela Catalogs based, those originated elsewhere, even though I love all three of those concepts. I just want you to know, I freaking love that stuff. Analog horror, phenomenal. But I just didn't want to, because like I'd have to put like every Siren Head game in here, but like I didn't feel like it. I could have just put one. Anyways, Security Breach, just plain fun. It's just plain fun. Had a fun fandom. I loved the design. Really cute. Oh, you'll also notice that Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria Simulator isn't in here, and that's because I tried that one. And I played only the fun endings, and I didn't accept any creepy animatronic from the back alley, and then I got like fired at the end. It was rude. But I honestly liked it. I am excited for the DLC. I don't know if that's come out yet. No one that I follow has posted about it, so my opinion is it hasn't come out yet. But FNAF is fun. Sister Location. That one's pretty spooky. My dog's crying. It's because she's sleeping. I just don't know if any of the FNAFs really like the... trying to go off lore a little bit too for the FNAFs, because they're just like so much deeper. You know what? We'll do low end of spooktacular for Sister Location. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was still like in the ripe of FNAF, but I don't find it to be that spooky anymore. So like it's like, I'll put it fun. This one, nah, I feel like that one was the weakest. It was more just like very stimulating, where you get like, you got gas, there's Balloon Boy, there's blah, blah, blah. It wasn't like that scary though. And then FNAF 4, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this, and that's where I'm gonna put that. Next we have Colot. So I haven't seen Colot in a while, but I remember when I watched Mark play it, when it was like, when he was actively playing through it, I remember loving it. I remember thinking it had a really cool story. I remember thinking that it was just a really neat concept. I just don't remember. I think it was like based on a plane crash. My brain said it was based on like the soccer team, but there was like demons and stuff. Like, you know, the soccer team plane crash where they, like there was like cannibalism and stuff. That one. But I don't remember that much. I'm going to put it in spooktacular above Sister Location. Now we have the Mortuary Assistant. Now here's the thing. I only watched like one episode of the Mortuary Assistant, but it's on here because I have a vague idea about it. So I remember it being pretty spooky, but we're gonna slap it up there. Cause here's the thing, it's not fun, but it's not unspooky. So it doesn't feel like it belongs here. It feels like it belongs like at the low end of this. So just like I'm doing these left to right also. Next we have the observation room, or I think it's called like observation duty. I think that's what it's called. This one, it's at the top of like just fun. It's also terrifying though, but it's not like, I'm going to put it at the top of just plain fun, because some of the things you're looking for is like a door opened or a temporal, like the picture frame mood. And then sometimes there's a shadow figure in the room, you know, like it's a little bit of give and take. It's really fun in a jump scare, adrenaline pumping kind of way. All right. So that's why it's at the top of just plain fun. Cause like, honestly, Security Breach is like a little scary. Baldi's, I don't find to be that scary. And then FNAF 2. Next, Outlast. I remember really enjoying watching the Outlast playthrough. I'm going to slap it up here, I think, right there, somewhere between Amnesia and Colot. Maybe it's like slightly tied with the Amnesia, but I just remember really enjoying it. Okay. Phasmophobia. This one is clearly a plain fun, but scarier than Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. That's all I'm saying. Don't come. It's just a little scary, but like not like that scary. Like, you know, it's fun. All right. It's fun. You're having fun with your friends. Poppy playtime or Poppy. I always want to say Poppy's playtime, but I think it's just Poppy playtime. Another one that I watched a single episode of, but I liked it more than the Mortuary Assistant, and probably more. I mean, that's fun because it makes a whole face. Yeah, we're just gonna do that because it makes a whole face. That's why we're doing it, because it's fun, but it's somewhere right in there. Resident Evil 8. I went for a great picture with this one. I've only watched like 2 episodes of this one, but my friends played through it a lot. it doesn't seem like it's that, like it seems like it's pretty scary because the Resident Evil games, Resident Evil 7, which I probably should have put on here, or whichever one it was where there was like the family in the swamps with like the grandma. I should have put that one on here, honestly, but it's too late. That one, I couldn't finish watching it because it fucked me up so bad. It like scared, it was too realistic about like cultists and like when it's real, that's when it gets to me. Okay. But I'm gonna put this one in Spooktacular, but like at the bottom, but above Mortuary Assistant, because I just really, you know what? I really wasn't that impressed with Mortuary Assistant. I really wasn't. That's why I didn't watch any more of it, because it just didn't impress me. I was like, nah, it's fine. But I think there was more to it. Again, take this with a grain of salt. I watched the first episode, but it didn't hook me, so I didn't watch it. You know what I'm saying? Resident Evil 8, it was different. I more like stayed away from it. Like I didn't try to avoid it, but like again, I got so scared by 7 that I was like, I'm just not gonna watch this one, even though it doesn't look like it's as scary. But I don't know. But don't come for me. Don't come for me. SCP. I'm putting this one in cool and scary off the bat. I love the whole concept of the SCP Foundation. That one is specifically SCP Containment Breach, but I'm kind of lumping them all together, which is what I could have done with Siren Head and the Mandela. Don't come for me, okay? I don't feel like it. SCP Containment Breach. If you've never watched an SCP game, you should. If you like horror, I just love it. I love all the different creations. I love all like the different things you got to remember. Some of them are so cool, and then you have the weird ones and you have the creepy ones, and I like the variety. It's very well, it's good. Silent Hill. I do think this one's gonna go in Spooktacular, but like probably down here. Here's the thing. I'm gonna primary associate it with the feelings that I got when I first watched it. I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. This was my first real attempt to watch a horror game. I don't know what drove me to do it. I cannot remember, but like I loved it. And I just think it was really fun. I still don't think I could play it despite the graphics. Like it's more fun at this point. It's starting to become like analog horror vibes with how low quality it is because it's old, but like that doesn't make it less scary. You know what I'm saying? Slender Man. That's our next boy. Slender Man is fun. He's gonna go right here. And he's just fun. At this point, I'm not really scared by him, but like it's still scary. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like Spooktacular, like oh my god, but like he's still fun and scary. He's like an OG. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? This was like the whole reason I made the list. This next one. Soma. I love Soma. Soma is terrifying and it's so cool, and it's going at the top of my list. Very tippity top. I love Soma. Soma is so much fun. It's kind of breaking the rules of the list because I kind of played it. My friends and I tried to play it together using remote play on Steam. It was going to go on one of their channels. I don't think it ever did, but I still want to put it on there because it's just so good that I can't not talk about it. All right. You don't understand. I didn't play it alone. So like, it's like, I basically didn't play it. I hardly got anywhere. I played through a couple nights of Five Nights at Freddy's, and I played several games of Pacify and Subnautica. So anyways, it's on my list. It's about the desolate isolation of the future and technology, kind of. Basically, this guy got a brain scan as like a experimental test to help cure a condition he was experiencing, and he goes in for the brain scan, and then he wakes up in a body in the future. The thing is, him from the past still lived a normal life, lived the rest of his life after that brain scan, as far as we know, but it revolved around the concept of what really is or isn't you. Like, is this a copy of him? What makes a person a person? Is it their memories? Is it like, what is it? So it's at like the end of civilization. A lot of people's brains are stored on a thing called the Ark, and they're trying to send it into space to be the last remnants of human civilization, because the planet's basically succumbed to like pollution and grossness and like monsters, like there's stuff. And the primary horror of this game revolves around the atmosphere. And if you don't want to be spoiled, like jump ahead 20-30 seconds if you're going to go watch this. But at the end of the game, you put yourself onto the Ark and the Ark gets sent off. The problem is one part of you is still on Earth and a copy of you is on the Ark. But as far as the copy knows, everything went great. But the other one is stuck forever alone on an empty planet. And it fucked with me, dude. It was good. So yeah, cool and scary. It's the definition of cool and scary for me. Spooky's House of Jump Scares. It's just plain fun. It does start to get like kind of, there's cool story later, but it's just plain fun in my opinion. I love Spooky's House of Jump Scares. The Forest. We're gonna slap this one on Spooktacular. I'm more used to it, so it's like the very low end of you know what? It's going there. It's fun. It's a fun game. I could never play it myself. Too scary for that, but I love watching other people play it. It doesn't really bother me anymore. Until Dawn. This is also pretty much the definition of cool and scary, but I am going to slap it on the lower end. Yeah, no, that's where I want it. It's a great game. Freaking love it. Super fun, super cool graphics. I loved all of the endings. It gets so in your head about like just everything. Like it's so good. It's a very good game. And I love it. That's all I got. That's all I gotta say. Now this one I had to include because of how much trouble Markiplier had playing it whenever it first came out. Vanish. Not even first came out. When he was trying, he took him like 8 tries to finish this game. I think Vanish is just a fun game. Basically, you're going through a generated series of sewer tunnels. There's these creatures that are kind of trying to get you, but you gotta escape before you get got. That's like the, you know, short and quick of it. So I'm just gonna put in just plain fun, probably above Baldi's. And last game. Oh my God, this one's called Welcome to the Game. This one terrifies me also. It's immediately going up to cool and scary, but it's at the very bottom. It's a game about the dark web. And during it, you have to, like, you're trying to find information on something specific. So you have to go through all sorts of links to try to dig yourself into the dark web. The longer you're in the dark web, there's like a chance of hackers. There's a chance of like stalkers, like physical people coming to your house. And you have to like keep an eye out for that. You have to turn off the lights and hide sometimes. And it just got to me, dude. It got to me. Oh my God. But it just like the concept of like being on your computer and like turning around and someone's there and just like the whole thing about it. I don't know, man. I don't know. It really fucked me up a little bit. So this is my official horror games that I haven't played tier list. There are way more games on here. Like I said, I've watched the majority of like any of the 3 scary games where there's indie games and stuff. But like I can't recall all of those. These are the ones that like stuck with me to some degree. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how much I watched of them, they're in my brain somewhere. Let me know if you guys have watched or played any of these games, and let me know your thoughts on them. Or like, what games should I have put on the list? Which ones are totally wrong in your opinion? Again, this is all opinion based, but I'd love if you want to put in the comments your 5 categories and put them in their spots. You should do that. I would love to talk with you about it. There's, you know, this is great. But I hope you guys have a happy and safe Halloween if you celebrate. Thank you guys so much for being here. It'd mean a lot to me if you liked and subscribed, but you know, it won't be too spooky today. I won't push you too, I'll be nice. Okay? But that'll be it for today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.